It's the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm joined by Shaq and the Jet. Tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Toronto Raptors in their house, Air Canada Center. Checking out Toronto, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. And Carmelo, now a veteran in the NBA, always a great scorer, and could be a factor for a long time to come.
Yeah, Melo relies more on skill than athleticism, which bodes well for his future. He's a very smart player and knows exactly what he can get away with on the offense. But as a triangle expert, stay with the triangle, baby. It'll get you somewhere.
How many sides there in a triangle then, big fella?
I would have to say as many as my championships, -1, 3.
Huh?
Ooh. 3.
Huh?
3.
Yeah. You have... Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I said it, -1. I know I got 4 championships.
I
got you, Ernie.
Dr. O'Neal.
Yeah, I got you, Ernie.
He gave you a little basketball, gave you a little addition and subtraction.
Yeah.
But I'll tell
geometry.
Give me a little Pythagorean theorem.
I'll tell you this. The most underrated thing, from what I hear, I have sources that have told me this, that he's a great leader in the locker room.
Melo.
Very underrated. Very underrated, everyone tells me.
Yeah.
I got a math equation for you, Ernest.
Mm-hmm.
E equals MC squared.
Yes, it does. Isn't that right, Kevin Harlan?
I had to do it.
It's an all-Eastern Conference matchup in today's game as the Knicks come into town for this one. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. We'll be catching up in a bit from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Last time these two teams met, it was the New York Knicks picking up the loss in that outing against Toronto.
May have been the worst effort you'll see from them all season long. Even for a game they weren't supposed to win, it should not have been that bad.
Knew it would be tough going in, but they were completely overmatched. Skill, effort, everything.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, DeMar DeRozan is a great dribble penetrator, but three-pointers are not his focus. He said, I feel like I can get to the basket at will, so it feels like settling. Instead, I could have gotten fouled, got free throws, or an easier shot. I'm not discrediting the three-pointer at all. I know I can shoot it. I just don't. Kevin?
And three-pointers certainly on the rise. We'll see if he sticks to his guns. D.A., thank you. Couple conference rivals going head-to-head. That ups the ante in this one.
A certain amount of, I know you too well.
Yeah.
I don't like you. We've seen each other too much. The games have been too hard. It's the complete antithesis of what you and I feel for one another, Kevin.
But Doris, having played, having coached, do you really know a team too well? Does that really come with that kind of familiarity?
But yeah, I think sometimes, you know this guy wants to go right if he puts it on the deck. You know that he's going to pull up the jumper going to the mid-range. I mean, there's just so many tendencies. When you've seen a team over and over like we've done here, you get to know their tendencies so well that I'll tell you, the game becomes very challenging.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. Setting the floor for the Knicks. Melo and Porzingis, the two stars at the forward spots. Rose is out there with Lee, and it's Noah in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Porzingis passes to Rose. Lee kicks to Anthony. From 11 feet away, almost, but it rolls out. On defense, the Knicks. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
A lot of firepower coming off the bench in that game really allowed them to escape with victory.
Case in point, where you need talent in reserve, not just to guard against injury, but also you need real contributions from these guys when called upon. Beautiful mid-range jumper, just knows how to use his size advantage to get that shot off.
He kicks it to Lee. To the middle. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Lee's got his first basket.
And that was the play to make. Rose making the right read.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Out of bounds, New York takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
For New York, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Some nice passing by New York here. From the left block, and the bank shot is good.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Outside Lowry. Up top to Rosen. There's the screen to the paint. Here's Valanciunas. The shot, no good. Great defense that time from Noah. And Damari Carroll is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
The Knicks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And stolen by Kyle Lowry.
And how about the stingy defense there to deny that pass?
DeRozan's shot is off.
All the credit goes to the defense, preventing a terrific finisher like that from throwing it down.
Here's Rose. DeMar DeRozan grabs the board. Raptors trail by 4. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And there's Lowry. That's good on the assist from DeRozan.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Let's hope that's never the plan, and certainly not this early in the game. You don't want to let him get on a roll. That can make a long night for you.
Now, here's Lowry, following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. DeRozan dishes to Valanciunas. Pass to Carroll. Outside Lowry. 5 on the clock. Takes a 3. Cranes the three-pointer. Lowry's got 5.
Nice shot, squaring up from long range, drilling the 3. That'll put some pressure on you.
Lee kicks to Rose. 11 feet away. He doesn't hit that one. And Toronto will go the other way with it. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
Yeah, ran away with that game, mainly in part because of their offense.
I think their strategy was on point, and their execution was near flawless. They generated a ton of offense.
New York trailing. Lee outside. Lets it go from 11. Rose, that's good.
And how about the airtime improvisation from Derrick Rose, able to hang and finish with a defender looming. Well, of course, 2 Canadian teams were born to the NBA in '95, but back in 2001, the Vancouver Grizzlies became the Memphis Grizzlies, leaving the Toronto Raptors as the sole Canadian survivor.
Outside DeRozan.
You can never discount the range and the wingspan that Melo brings. He can bother a lot of shots.
Some high-scoring teams in the NBA. Let's see the leaders. The Raptors third.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board in a hurry. Always fun to watch them play.
Here is Lowry. A 20-point game for him in the win against Brooklyn.
And when you look at the number of assists he had, you can tell how cognizant he was of wanting to involve his guys throughout the game.
Here's DeRozan.
Still unable to connect this quarter. Really looks frustrated. Just needs to try and stay calm. You know, it's been hard for him to find the range this quarter, but I do like his aggressiveness.
Lee passes to Carmelo. Takes the 12-footer and hits. What's interesting about the Raptors and Grizzlies when they first entered the league, the Grizzlies were actually the team that seemed to be on the track for big things, but lately the tables have really turned.
Yeah, and what's surprising to me is that as we've tried to appeal to more people in more countries with our game, we still have only one franchise located outside of the U.S., and that's the Raptors. The NBA is seeing a rejuvenation in revenues, but if we want that growth to maximize, we may need to try and broaden our international horizon. And when he gets in his head that he's going to get to the basket, very little you can do defensively.
It's stolen by Valanciunas. To the inside. And DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist by Lowry. DeRozan's got 5.
Gets one to fall, but only his second make in the first 7 attempts.
Rose kicks to Anthony. Porzingis with a screen on DeRozan. New York, no good that time either.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
The Knicks have gone just a shade under 50% from the field. 5 of 11.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
All sorts of time, and that one good.
Timeout, timeout.
7 points in the game. And so New York calls timeout. They're first. And Toronto making a change here. Joseph's checked in, and a switch here also for New York. O'Quinn's checked in. Knicks trail by 4. Rose kicks to Lee. Looking to end the run. Out of bounds. Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of it. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Raptors.
You know, and you don't see them leaning too heavily one way or the other, striking a real nice balance between taking it inside and stretching the floor. That's always a sign for me of a well-coached team.
Picked by Lee. The wide open look here for Anthony. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
How smart is Melo when using that screen? Just curls right around it. Good position from him. Nice. You know, Carmelo has had success playing at that power forward or the, quote, skill 4 role. It certainly fits the direction this league is trending.
Now, here's Joseph. He's coming off a 16-point game against Brooklyn.
But you have to consider how great he was at challenging the defense and opening up space for his teammates.
Some changes for Toronto. Nogueira, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Patterson comes in for DeMar Carroll. And Terrence Ross is subbed in for Kyle Lowry. And then for New York, Thomas checked in for Porzingis. Justin Holiday comes in for Courtney Lee. And it's Jennings in for Derrick Rose. Anthony against Ross. Bounces high off the rim and drops. 6 points for Carmelo Anthony. And Doris for Melo playing the 4. He can really pick apart those bigger, slower defenders on the perimeter.
Yeah, you know, I think he's been a little bit, Kevin, hesitant to absorb that wear and tear inside. With some of the knee and the back issues he's dealt with, you can absolutely understand why.
And here's Jennings. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Anthony against Ross. Anthony dishes to Holiday. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Now we get a chance to check out Brandon Jennings. How last month turned out for him, averaging 9 points per game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad, but guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
Now, here's DeRozan. He had 28 points in the win against Brooklyn. And pushing it up, here's New York. Jennings is running. Anthony can't hit.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Yeah, as we just saw, you don't always have to get the block to make a defensive impact.
Here's Joseph. hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And he comes up with the deuce. And the Raptors lead by 2.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Now here's Jennings. Anthony in the corner. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Anthony's got 9 points.
You know, you can tell the three-point shot is something that Melo has developed over his course of time in the league.
Patterson passes to Ross. Dishes it to DeRozan. Down low. Nogueira kicks to Joseph. 4 on the shot clock. Knocked away. New York's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Ross against Anthony. Off the screen. The rebound by Patterson.
If he were shooting even a little better, they would have a much bigger lead.
Ross not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Outside Jennings. And again, New York with the triple.
You know, you love your star players making others better, and Melo with the vision there.
And DeRozan kicks to Joseph. Inside. DeRozan on the wing. It's in the bucket for his 4th field goal. Shooting at a 4 of 9 clip. New York's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Here's Anthony. Anthony missing again.
You're always surprised when he misses that kind of look, whether the defense is on him or not.
Ross kicks to Joseph. To the paint. Patterson dishes to Joseph. Back to Patterson. That's his 2nd shot and his 2nd basket. He's 2 for 2.
And another lead change here. How many of these are we going to have tonight?
Boy, just impossible for either team to gain the upper hand. Momentum swinging back and forth on every possession.
Deep 2 from Jennings. DeRozan with the rebound.
Just have to shake that miss off. He knows he can make it.
Joseph, the pass to Nogueira. Outside DeRozan. There's the dish to Ross. It's not going to go for him. And New York will come the other way.
Well, you can look back on the storied history of the New York Knickerbockers. A lot of huge moments for the franchise. I guess if I'd have to pick 1 or 2 moments that define my memories, Willis Reed certainly coming out of the tunnel. That's something you hear from generation to generation. And then obviously the drafting of Patrick Ewing.
Now here's Joseph. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Jennings kicks to Thomas. It's back to Jennings. Feeds to O'Quinn. Out to Anthony. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock.
Well, he almost never misses that shot, guys. But you know he'll take it again if he gets another good look.
Here's Joseph taking a look at the scoring numbers. Right now he averages about 9 points a game. Patterson, the screen. Leaner from distance. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Raptors lead by 4. And we'll be back with you right after this. And a chance to hear from point guard Kyle Lowry about the chemistry of this Raptors team. They're all pulling in the same direction.
You know, we got a group of guys who came in and bought into the offensive system, the defensive system, and it just clicked. And we got a bunch of guys in here who only want to see each other be successful, and it's rare in this league to have a team like that.
The question is whether or not that team unity, as rare as it is making a difference for the Raptors. Does it make Kyle Lowry any better? Do they just give it more time?
I mean, you could argue it square or you could argue it round, Kevin, because it's worked both ways. Teams that couldn't stand one another have won rings, and tight-knit groups who were like brothers have as well. So there's no one way or magic forming.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, what's your take on Toronto so far?
Really active hands early on here as they're able to acquire several steals.
The activity allowing them to pressure the ball, jump into passing lanes, anything they're doing to disrupt the offense.
Here are the 5 New York has to start here in the second. We've got Lee. He's out there with Rose. And it's Thomas in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's Joseph. Off target from the baseline. Lee outside. Now the pass to Kuzminskis. Over in the corner, Rose. Pass to Kuzminskis. From the arc. No good on that one. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Carroll dishes to Lowry. Kicks it to Ross. Back to Lowry. Now Joseph to the inside. Patterson in the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Rose passes to Hernan Gomez. Lee kicks to Rose. It's good. This game is all even. Rose has got 7 points in the game.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Back to Lowry. The feed now to Joseph. Jacks up a 3. It's rebounded by New York.
He's got to know not to take that shot when he's so closely defended.
Kuzminskis the pass to Hernan Gomez. Here's Kuzminskis. To the middle. It's stolen by Carroll. Joseph dishes to Patterson. Tries again, and the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Some changes for Toronto. Jonas Valanciunas comes in for Ross. And Norman Powell subbed in for Corey Joseph. The Raptors shooting their first free throw of the contest. Well, as broadcasters, we get a view that maybe some fans miss as to how hard these players work. You've talked about this a lot, Doris. Behind every shot, every play, every dribble, so many countless hours spent in the gym to perfect what they're doing.
Well, so I would say an NBA game is 48 minutes long. And I would say probably for every 48 minutes you are talking about an extraordinary commitment in the gym. What Steph Curry does on a nightly basis makes the game look easy, when in fact he's paid a price by the time he's spent, just like every other NBA player, honing their craft.
But I don't ever sense that it's drudgery to them.
No.
That they enjoy the game so much, like you, that it's in their DNA.
I think their passion and joy is evident on a nightly basis, and for us, we're lucky to watch it.
Isn't that fun? Oh,
yeah,
it's a blast.
no doubt.
Just a blast. And Carroll gets it to go. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Now here's Lee. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Rose, no good.
And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
You love the confidence, but that's a situation where they really needed a better look.
And a brief look now at the best rebounders from the point guard position over the past month. Fourth, Kyle Lowry.
And this is a unique group of players. It's not often we talk about the rebound leaders at the point, but with these guys, it's warranted because of just how well they do it.
No, exactly. These guys will scrap.
Take
the
a break.
majority
Take
of
a break.
point guards in the league make
Two
their
shot.
living strictly on the perimeter, but not these guys. They're just as comfortable down low as they are outside.
And he makes the first.
And guys, as we know, New York has gone through some tough times in the past. The question now is New York City still a destination free agents hope to be a part of? Listen, the lure of the city certainly should be a factor. The other part, this is a storied franchise.
Porzingis is checked in for Lance Thomas. And so he hits both. It just seems like the big markets don't have quite the same advantage they used to, Doris, in attracting free agents, wouldn't you say?
No, Kevin, I don't think you're more right. You could be more right. I think when the dollar signs are equal, winning becomes the biggest draw. And that's tough for a team like the Knicks that's trying to claw their way back into the upper echelon.
Now, here's Lowry. 5 points in the game. He feeds it to Powell. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Powell's got his first 3 points of the game.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give him.
Pass to Hernan Gomez. New York moving it around. And the wide open shot from Rose. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And Rose has shown himself capable of knocking down that three when he's got some daylight.
Valanciunas with a screen on Rose. Back to Lowry. 6 to shoot. Here's the three. The shot, no good. Some solid defense from Rose.
Well, no threes for him in the second after drilling one in the first.
To the left wing, here's Kuzminskis. Off target from three-point range.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Lowry with the ball. Checking some stats on him right now. He's averaging just around 22.5 points a game. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
Boy, it looked like the D was going to get to that shot, but what a job he did to change his release and get the lay-in.
Here's Porzingis. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
You know, Kev, I think you can see the strength that Porzingis has been developing over the early part of his career. That progress is showing up on a nightly basis.
Now here is Lowry. 7 points in the game. From deep. That shot off. And New York the other way now. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Raptors leading by 4. Screened by Valanciunas. Lowry kicks to Patterson. Back to Lowry. Fires for 3. Lowry can't get that one to fall.
No idea why he's attempting so many outside shots. It's not his day, and he needs to either look to drive or get it to an open teammate.
"13 feet away. Lowry can't get that one to fall.
And boy, has he been struggling big time here in the quarter.
You know, clearly out of rhythm. He's pressing the issue right now. I'd like to see him get his teammates involved.
Timeout.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
And the one thing about Rose is that, you know, he can still get up for the big matchups. Whenever he faces another great point guard, he seems to play at his best level and loves to push himself and is willing to step up to the challenge. Let's just hope that he can eventually get back to that all-star caliber presence he had just a few years ago.
And some changes here for the Raptors. Nogueira, he's checked in for Patterson. And it's DeRozan in for Damari Carroll. Raptors with the lead. And with Rose and his injuries, it's not easy for him to put in a work day every day. But as you said, he can light it up on the big stage.
And that is why he's such a threat. Even with his numbers being somewhat diminished, Rose knows what it takes to be a successful player at the highest level. You only wish he wasn't robbed of so much of his game due to injury.
Now here's Anthony. Jonas Valanciunas unable to get his shot to go.
You know, you'd be hard-pressed to find many players in the league that are as strong in the mid-range as Melo.
Screened by Valanciunas. Pass to Powell. Takes a three. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Porzingis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That one on DeRozan.
When Melo first came to New York, there was an enormous amount of pressure on him, and you wonder how, at times, he can handle that so gracefully.
And for Melo, the pressure is always going to be on him, Doris, as long as he is the guy in New York.
Yeah, I like that because it shows how mentally tough Melo is, that he can still perform when so much is expected from him. And his whole career, listen, Melo has been the leader of whichever team he is on, and he's used to this kind of pressure.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
You know, that's an interesting point about Carmelo, one of the most prolific free throw shooters in the history of the game. Spends a lot of time at the stripe.
Now here is Lowry. He has 7. Here's DeRozan. That one's off, still out of sync. Anthony against DeRozan. And here is Anthony. 23 points for him the last game against Chicago.
You know, the other thing he really did a great job with was the rebounding. So he contributed in a number of ways.
The Raptors shooting just 29% in the second quarter. The offense is suffering. Screened by Valanciunas. Looking to end his cold spell. And it's laid up and in by DeRozan. DeRozan's got 11 points. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
There have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
And that one's good, Anthony.
You know, the ability to seize the opportunity, see the daylight, get that position, and Melo, one of the best to ever do it.
Screened by Valanciunas. Valanciunas with a screen on Anthony. Expanding his range. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. Knicks on offense. They're on a 12-4 run. They get it back. Porzingis. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. The Knicks have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
You know, Kristaps Porzingis is an impressive athlete with perimeter skills, and at 7'2". I know his build has been slender, and that's a bit of a concern, but he's staying in the weight room trying to fill that frame out.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Terrence Ross comes in for Norman Powell, and it's Joseph in for Kyle Lowry. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And you heard some in the Knicks front office say that Porzingis might actually be too tall in the NBA game. Not often, Doris, you hear that.
No, for sure. I mean, there were some who wondered if his core strength might never enable him to hold position inside. But you know the Zen Master. Come on. I think that was classic reverse psychology, setting out the challenge and making KP work to prove him wrong.
Here's Jennings. The Raptors getting the bucket. Poke loose. O'Quinn the pass to Anthony, and he drops in the layup off the glass. He's got 16. Raptors trail by 3. And Joseph kicks to Ross. And Valanciunas now atop the key. Valanciunas with a screen on Howard. Here's DeRozan. DeRozan can't get that one to fall.
Yeah, his shot's been out of sync, and it really has held them back tonight.
Anthony drives in, and Valanciunas pulls it down. Valanciunas has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Joseph. Valanciunas sets a screen for Joseph. The wide open look here for DeRozan. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. DeRozan's got 14 points for the game. New York's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Jennings passes to Porzingis. And Holiday kicks to Anthony. Fader on the way. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. And the Knicks lead by 2.
It never ceases to amaze. Melo makes putting up big numbers like this look so effortless. What a performance.
Ross kicks to Valanciunas. Holiday against DeRozan. 5 on the clock. Inside, Porzingis with the steal. He dishes it to Anthony. And it's Toronto with the rebound.
Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
That's your home. That's the area you simply have to protect.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
And the Knicks making a change here. Noah's checked in. Raptors shooting 43% from the field. Dishes it to Nogueira. Now Joseph.
Get there.
To the paint. Here's Valanciunas. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Yeah, with the score this close, guys, I am shocked at the lack of defensive aggressiveness. That has to be shored up.
And so here is New York. The Raptors getting the bucket. The wide open look here for Holiday. Offline with his 3. For 3, Ross. No good trying to beat the buzzer. It's all tied in Toronto. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Carmelo, you got some real numbers off the bench in the first half. How important is that contribution to the team?
Well, I mean, we always believe that we have one of the better benches in the NBA, and when they come to play like we're playing so far, you know, it makes it a tough game, makes it a tough team to beat, and you know, just hopefully we can keep that up.
I'm sure it puts confidence in you and in the coach going into the second half. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, David, much appreciated, and now time for halftime, so we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith, all set to take a look back at the first half of basketball. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. They couldn't hold on to the slim lead they had at the start of the second quarter and headed into the locker room with the game all knotted up. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
Well, I like that they're aggressively going to the rack. That establishes an attitude, a certain toughness. They just need to stay committed to their game plan.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
You know, they didn't play it too safe. They made some really nice shots. Those are some much-needed points, and it keeps them right in the game. As long as they stay on the same page and keep working together, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And that about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. Yeah. I think Kevin Harlan should call the second half. How about you?
I agree.
Yeah, just like he did the first half.
Welcome back to Canada. The famous Toronto sign here in Nathan Phillips Square, just in front of City Hall. And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. Have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
You know, amazing, because they're always a focal point for the defense and always looking for ways to take them out of the game, and that didn't happen in this first half.
Lowry out there with Norman Powell. Then it's DeRozan. Then it's DeMarre Carroll. And it's Valanciunas in its center. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. And the foul called on Porzingis. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Lowry for the lead. The shot by Carroll, no good.
Great looking defense, really, just to disrupt the rhythm on that shot.
Yeah, he took a solid angle, didn't block the attempt, but still forced the miss.
The Raptors shooting 43% for the game. Lowry kicks to Carroll. The dish to Powell. Lee with the steal. And the layup is good. Lee's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Knicks.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
I think defensively, they've got to get their heads in the game. Judging by that play, they've come out of the locker room a little lethargic.
Outside Rose. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Anthony against DeRozan. Clock at 6. Screened by Porzingis. And here's Rose outside. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Valanciunas has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Lowry kicks to Powell. Stolen by Noah. Lee passes to Porzingis. Outside Rose. He kicks it to Anthony. Lets it go from 14. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
I'd say not much to be done about that. You can play perfect defense, and Melo is still going to drain it on you.
Outside DeRozan from past the arc. The Knicks pull it in. Noah's got his 4th rebound in this one. Anthony dishes to Rose, and it's good. 2 points. And it's a 6-point Knicks lead.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Outside Lowry. DeRozan against Anthony. And it's DeRozan missing.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Right side Rose. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Here's Porzingis. That shot missing. Now Toronto takes it the other way. So it's off to Brooklyn after this game as they have the Nets to look forward to. It's game 1 of a 3-game road trip.
Well, after missing their first 3 shots, they finally get one to go in this half.
Now here's Rose. 12 points for him. Lee kicks to Porzingis. Wants to get it to Rose, and does. Feeds to Noah. Some nice passing by New York here. Porzingis. That doesn't go either for Porzingis. And the foul called on Porzingis. That's foul number 2 for him. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Toronto. Lance Thomas, he's checked in for New York. Raptors trail by 3. The pass to Powell. Patterson up top. Back to Powell. Pass to DeRozan. It's Patterson atop the key. And Lowry has it in the corner. Here's DeRozan. From 16 feet away, he cans it. DeRozan's got 5 points now this quarter. Well, so many players can change a game with their physical attributes. And Doris, there are some who can really do it with their vision, with their decision-making. Who do you think has stood out in your mind from that basketball IQ perspective?
You know, I think 3 come to mind immediately for me. LeBron James would be at the top of that list. You know, a guy who has shown over the course of his career he can play 5 positions. He is arguably the best, or absolutely in the discussion as the best passer in the league. I think everybody looks at LeBron's frame and thinks simply, he's just a monster. The combination of size and speed, it goes well beyond that. LeBron's IQ is as good as maybe there's ever been. The next guy on that list would be Chris Paul. I mean, he's been considered widely the best point guard in the league for a long time. He's the master picking defenses apart with the ball in his hand. And then the other guy is Tony Parker. I know the system that the Spurs have employed is outstanding, but when you think about the engine, the amount of distance required, and all the reads Tony Parker's been forced to make when the ball's in his hands, I think those three guys really jump out at me.
So true. Those three are just outstanding. And let's add two-time MVP Steph Curry as well.
No doubt.
Now here's DeRozan. He's got 19. Down low. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And DeMar DeRozan, kind of a throwback, you know, for this day and age when we talk so much about the three-point shot, because he's not a guy that's going to bomb you to death from deep. He's a high flyer who's going to attack the rim and get to the free throw line. And to me, that's extremely important, because the more attempts at the line you get, the more opportunities you have to set your defense. And so he beats people with that polished mid-range game and shoots an incredible number at that line. And those are reasons why this guy continues to improve and become one of the best at that off-guard position.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And looking at how DeRozan gets his points last season, Greg, he made great strides in becoming a more efficient shooter.
Yeah, and for a guy who didn't take a lot of threes, the field goal accuracy wasn't all that great for a number of seasons. But last year, DeRozan was more patient, took better shots. He also became more of a conscientious playmaker, which his teammates, no doubt, appreciate.
Now here's Powell. He has 6. Patterson, the screen. Lowry against Rose. Patterson, that's good.
Timeout.
Patterson's got 14.
Loving the energy right now here in the third quarter as they try to take control of this game.
You know, possessions like that will help them feel good going into that final quarter.
And last year, Kyle Lowry took another huge leap in his development. And yeah, the points, the steals, and the rebounds were fantastic, but I thought the bigger part was the fact that the discipline he showed in the offseason to drop to 25 pounds. You know, you factor that in with his shot selection, and that discipline is one reason why he was an all-star and rapidly becoming one of the very elite guards we have in our league.
Ross is checked in for Norman Powell. And a chance now to review the shot chart.
And there isn't a whole lot of positives that you can take away from his performance from the mid-range game so far. A lot of chances have come up empty for him, but he seems intent on taking jumpers out there. Something's got to give.
Here's Rose. He's got 12. And talking about the progression of Lowry's game, some feel his improved attitude has had a lot to do with that.
You hit it. He was hard-headed when he came into the league. Didn't always get along with his coaches. Now, though, his maturity, his real confidence, those are areas of growth that have allowed him to just settle in and play his game.
Here's Kuzminskis. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Outside Lowry. Six to shoot. Lets it go from 11. Herman Gomez grabs the miss. Knicks trail by 11. Rose passes to Lee. Back to Rose. Here's Kuzminskis. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Outside Lowry. Kicks to DeRozan. Trying his luck deep. Knicks with the rebound. Passes it to Kuzminskis. outside Rose. To the inside. Hernan Gomez nails the baby hook. 5 points in the game. Here's Toronto now. They're on a 17-5 run. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. Carried from 15 feet out. DeRozan's got 12 points in just the second half.
You'd have to say this is his quarter. He has destroyed every tactic the defense has thrown at him.
Kuzminski gets the pass to Rose. Now the feed to Lee. Outside Rose. 5 on the clock. The pass to Kuzminski. A three-pointer, no good. Raptors leading by 8. Carroll kicks to Lowry. Raptors moving the ball around. Patterson, the screen. Ross dishes to Lowry. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That's his first foul. And Toronto making a change here. Joseph's checked in. And then for New York, Justin Holiday comes in for Courtney Lee. And it's Jennings in for Derrick Rose. Ross passes to Joseph. Inside. Carroll kicks to Patterson. Good work there as it goes. Patterson's got 6 here in this quarter.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
New York calls timeout. Doris, you've interviewed so many coaches over the years. Which coaches do you enjoy interviewing the most?
Well, I have to say my classmate, Billy Donovan.
No kidding.
We were both point guards in the class of '87. I like to tell Billy he was the second best one in that class, in fact. But I do enjoy.
I bet he enjoys that, too. He's a good man, isn't he?
He is, no question about it. And because he's new to the league, he's not objecting quite yet to the ad nauseum questions we tend to ask over and over.
How about quickly talking with Greg Popovich at San Antonio, which is always a challenge, whether you're calling the game or you're on the sideline?
I want you to understand something. When I am walking over to Greg Popovich, I want you to understand that my heart is pounding. I'm probably sweating.
No, come on.
And I'm trying not to shake.
Oh, come on. That's against everything you are. I know that. It's always good conversation, though. Nogueira, he's checked in for Toronto. And a switcher also for New York. O'Quinn's checked in. Leans inside. That's tipped. DeRozan dishes to Ross. And he converts the layup. Ross has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
You talk about executing a game plan to perfection. That lead has just simply gone up and up and up.
Now, here's O'Quinn. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Deep 2 from Jennings. And the shot's good after hitting off the rim. And so here's Toronto. It's a 10-point game. And Joseph kicks to Ross. Back to Joseph. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
Yeah, that was the third straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Now here's Thomas. Shot from the low block. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. This gives us the chance to view the best three-point shooting teams this season. The real stats, the real scores from the real NBA. The Raptors in second.
No doubt they have snipers on that roster, that's for sure. It's been a terrific year for them from beyond the arc.
And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
And here's the stat sheet on DeMar DeRozan. Unbelievable play for him over the last month. He's averaging 28 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And impressive numbers, no doubt. It's the kind of run we've come to expect from him.
They set the screen to the middle. Off the pick. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. DeRozan's got 28 points for the game.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
And Holiday kicks to O'Quinn. Back to Holiday. Shot clock at 6. Here's Jennings. Unable to get that one. And it's the Raptors taking it the other way. From 17 feet out. Ross on the wing. Now here's Joseph. He's got 6. Nogueira passes to Joseph. And good off the lead pass that time. Joseph's got 8 points.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Here's Hernan Gomez. It's deflected. Here's Patterson. That 3 off the mark.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
New York, no good that time either. Raptors leading by 16. And Joseph kicks to Patterson. Back to Joseph. He feeds it to DeRozan. Patterson, the screen. Holiday against DeRozan. That shot off. Good D by Holiday. Knicks trail by 16. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Jennings with the ball. He has 5. Shot to stop the drought. Can't hit that one. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. It's the Raptors up by 16. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The 4th quarter is coming up next. And from the most recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Dwayne Casey.
But men, we got to get down and get engaged at the other end. All right, be precise, send the ball to the screen, come across the screen, focus on the defensive end. Let's go.
There you hear Dwayne Casey asking for more precision on offense and more attention to detail on defense.
Yeah, carry out your assignments on both ends. Do the little things that ultimately make a big difference in the outcome of a game.
And we're getting underway here in the 4th quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And on the floor for New York here in the 4th. Melo and Porzingis, the 2 stars at the forward spots. Lee out there with Jennings. And it's Noah in at the 5 down low.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Powell dishes to Valanciunas. Valanciunas with a screen on Jennings. And Joseph kicks to Valanciunas. Ross for 3. Buries it from 3-point range. Ross has got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for Toronto. Knicks trail by 19. Pass to Porzingis. Outside Jennings. Looking for Anthony and gets it there. Here's Noah. Rebound by the Raptors. Ross has got 4 rebounds now tonight. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Rose, he's checked in for the Knicks. They set the pick. Ross on the wing. Shot off the screen. It's rebounded by Porzingis.
Man, that is a missed opportunity right there.
He looks frustrated, and by every measure he should be. That's a shot you have to bury.
Anthony on the wing. Porzingis sets the pick for Anthony. To the inside. Porzingis passes to Noah. The 3. And Derrick Rose gets the 3.
His first triple of the 2nd half. That makes 3 for the game.
Ross in the corner. The tray. And again, Toronto no luck. Knicks trail by 16. Lee outside. There's the pick. Porzingis sets the pick for Lee. Takes the 13-footer. No good off the back of the rim.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Joseph dishes to Carroll. And here is Joseph. Here's Valanciunas. Gets to the rim for two with the D all over him. And the Raptors lead by 18. New York's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Rose kicks to Anthony. Lee outside. Porzingis against Carroll. And it's Lee that time on the assist by Porzingis. Porzingis has got his 4th assist in this one. Toronto leading by 16. And Joseph kicks to Carroll. Screened by Valanciunas. Carroll with it. Now guarded by Porzingis. From 10 feet out. No good from Ross.
And, you know, coaches just love players who they can count on to give that effort defensively.
Yeah, he's reliable on defense. Doesn't allow a shooter any separation to get comfortable.
Raptors have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. A look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Joseph, the pass to Valanciunas. No coverage that time.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
Time called here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for Joseph. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Anthony, yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. And it's now 22 points for Carmelo Anthony. Now Lowry. He dishes it to Valanciunas. Second shot opportunity, and it's good on the layup. Valanciunas has got 6 here in this quarter.
Oh, since the break, his efficiency has gone up a notch, looking really polished now.
Rose sets the screen for Lee. Teardrop shot, rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Lowry kicks to Powell.
Yeah, easy call.
Well, with teams making their playoff push, you know, parity between the teams is the biggest goal of all the leagues. The NBA more than tripling revenue share. The little guys are in much better position now than they were a few years ago, maybe even more competitive now than they were a couple years ago.
That would have been like investing in Kevin Harlan's stock 20 years ago.
You'd be on the streets. You'd be in trouble.
I do think as a professional organization, and this is where the NFL has mastered things, right? Everybody should have an opportunity to win your championship, and I think that's the beauty of the NBA. Every decision they make is trying to line up the ducks so that everybody is equally positioned to have a chance to win.
It can't be done overnight, and it really is a reflection maybe more on the front office than on the play of the court. It's who you've got on your team.
Kevin, I'm a big believer in this. Not only should we show the head coach's record, let's show the GM's record.
I like that. Screen by Porzingis. There's the three. Powell pulls it in. Powell's got his 4th rebound in this one. Dishes it to Lowry. He kicks it to Carroll. Got a piece of it. And oh, here we go. Rose, nobody back. And he lays it up and in. Rose has got 5 points in the quarter.
And that's the Derrick Rose of old. Full speed ahead and bursting to the rim.
Here's Valanciunas. Missed inside. And Damari Carroll is going to pick up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Knicks trail by 16. Here is Rose. Shoots a 3. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Valanciunas has got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Ross kicks to Lowry. Cans it from downtown. And the Raptors lead by 19.
3-point shooting since the half has been about as good as you could ask for.
The dish to Lee. Some nice passing by New York here. Outside Rose. Shoots the 3. Rose with another miss.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
He really had no excuse not to make that shot. Hopefully it won't shake his confidence.
Now here's Porzingis. Rose dishes to Anthony. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. There's the triple. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Outside Anthony. Feeds it to Rose. Pass to Noah. Shot clock at 6. Shoots from 14. Anthony's shot is off. Raptors leading by 19 points. Powell kicks to Lowry. Here's Valanciunas. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play. And the Raptors making a change here. DeRozan's checked in. What do you think is the most difficult thing about being a rookie that they have to face, Doris, in the transition from the college game to the pro game?
Now, I'm interested in your response as well. I mean, the first 2 things that come to mind for me are physicality and length of season. Do you think that those are probably the 2 toughest adjustments?
Absolutely, but I also think that intangible is that being a what's it mean to be a professional? Because don't you think it covers the way you handle your off time, the way you practice, interact with the press? I mean, it's so multidimensional. Learning to be a pro just does not happen overnight.
Is there any better compliment in any field than to have someone say, that's a pro right there?
The best. Agreed. The best. Here's DeRozan after the made shot from Joakim Noah. Here's Valanciunas. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And the former 5th overall pick back in the 2011 draft, Valanciunas is still only scratching, people feel, the surface of his true potential.
And he's had a few bouts with the injury bug, Kevin, but when he's right, he's a load. Struggles defending on the perimeter, but his rebounding and rim protection have gotten more nasty as he's matured.
The free throw drops for Valanciunas.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Valanciunas hits them both. The Knicks have gone only 6 of 14 from the field in the 4th. Rose kicks it to Noah. Passes it to Anthony. Takes the 13-footer, and it's Anthony again missing.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Now here's Powell. Shot clock at 5. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Add another triple to their second half total.
I mean, since the break, they've been unconscious from distance.
Rose with the ball. Anthony in the corner. Lets it go from the wing, and that one good. Anthony's got 24 points.
Melo just doing what he does best right there, a pure scorer.
Outside Lowry. Fires from deep. No good that time. The Knicks go the other way with it. Kicks it to Anthony. It's stolen by Valanciunas. And oh, here we go. DeRozan, nobody back. No good from 11 feet. The Knicks have gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Well, the competition committee, Doris, is always looking at new ideas, looking at the NBA from so many different angles, so many different levels. Do you have a take on switching to the top 16 seeding in the playoffs, for instance? I know that's been a topic of late.
You know, one of my favorite things about the NBA is they are always on the cutting edge of self-evaluation. And if they identify a weakness, then they're going to be proactive and make a change. The most fair way to seed in the playoffs is to pick the 8 best teams from the 2 respective conferences. Divisions clearly perhaps had a place in the past. They no longer do. Let's seed everybody 1 to 8. It's the fairest, easiest way to get the best teams competing in the fairest fashion. So I 100% agree to seeding 1 through 8 regardless of division.
Now here's Joseph. And it's DeRozan at the elbow. Now the pass to Caboclo. 6 on the shot clock. The Raptors need to get a shot off. And it's DeRozan missing. New York shooting about 40% here in the fourth quarter. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
That's great use of size and length. Tough down low when guys are battling for that board.
Nogueira with it, working on O'Quinn. Joseph. Great D that time from Jennings.
He has the skills to finish that. I cannot believe he blew it.
We've got 1:55 left to play here in the fourth. To the middle. New York moving the ball around. Here's Holiday. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings.
Boy, that's as wide open as you're going to get. The defense needs to lock in and be better than that.
Caboclo kicks to Joseph. Nogueira gets a screen for Joseph. Now the feed to Nogueira. Back to Joseph. DeMar DeRozan on the wing. Lets the 3 fly. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Raptors.
Tonight, they seem committed to the 3-point shot.
That was the bread and butter. Fortunately, they made enough of those, but sometimes it was quantity over quality.
And so the hard work and effort paying off tonight, putting another win in the books. That'll be win number 27.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight. And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for DeMar DeRozan.
Well, he had the kind of performance that showcases all of the firepower he's got in his arsenal and played effective and impressive the entire night.
That free throw missing. No good on the second free throw. New York shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. Jennings wide open. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
Yeah, you can't afford to give up too many open looks from deep. Nice job offensively to recognize the opening and pick up the 3 points.
Pass to Patterson. Wants to get it to DeRozan and does. He drains the turnaround jump shot. DeRozan's got 33 points.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
That's what you want to do. You want to take care of business at home and reward your proud fans. I mean, they did a special job tonight.
And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Joseph, the pass to DeRozan. Here's the screen. Dishes it to Nogueira. He feeds it to DeRozan. Off target on the outside leaner.
And whether he's a great off-balance shooter or not, the leaner's probably not the best option on that shot.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kyle, congrats on the win. What did you guys want to accomplish and get this win?
Everybody played. We all played together. You know, we stayed, aggressive and stayed the course of the game.
Thanks again, Kyle. Congrats on the win. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And coming up next, the postgame show with Ernie Johnson, Shaq, and Kenny the Jet.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. It is time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, DeMar DeRozan. What jumped out at me was that third quarter. He was all over the place, scoring at will, giving them a momentum they never truly relinquished.
He had 5 3-pointers tonight, and that was a big factor in the win. And the D, they weren't giving him the shot. He was taking them on tight defense. Man, he kept moving, kept working, getting open. Great looks, great work ethic by our guy tonight.
The athletic ability of DeMar DeRozan is off the charts, but he's got a great head on his shoulders, too. I like this kid from California. And we got a good taste of how well he combines his smarts and his skills tonight.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Kenny Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, for Kevin Harlan, and for the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. I hope you have a wonderful, even beyond wonderful, spectacular, just great. I mean, see you.
Good night.